Recorded. Um, Hello and welcome to the International School of Traders. Welcome to our Wednesday live trading session. And of course, it is recorded and it is going to be on our YouTube channel very soon. So I'm going to have a look at a couple of charts, a couple of trades that we're looking at this afternoon, and also looking at the news as well. Looking at what has already happened, we have seen a couple of CPI news in Britain. We've also seen a couple of news that came from South Africa. I'm going to have a look at that before going through some of the technicals. Let's quickly get into what the market is expected to do today. Okay, cool. Let me just go quickly into the economic calendar, share with you. Right. So today, what is expected in terms of the news items, right? We have seen a couple of news, as the PPI and the CPI, core CPI from Britain at 8 a.m. this morning came out to be positive. That is why on some of the trades, or the trade that it was sent earlier, just a few minutes ago, I remain to be optimistic in terms of the CPI, to say that it is going to be positive, even also boosting the British pound. Looking at the core CPI that came out from South Africa, it was a little bit, positive as well at 10 a.m. I think it's going to be just temporarily in terms of it getting the strength, but I'm going to share the set up as well. Now, we did receive a couple of news coming from Europe as well. There is the CPI at 11. And then now today, what is expected? We are expecting building permits at 14:30 South African time, 2:30 South African time in the US. Those are the building permits. And also during the time, we will be receiving some CPI, the trimmed CPI, Consumer Price Index, year on year. In the US, in Canada, we do have Canadian CPI as well, which is the core CPI coming out at 2:30, which is one of the things that is going to be shaping the Canadian dollar this afternoon. We do have a couple of things that we are looking at as well. Crude oil imports and crude oil inventories later on this afternoon. And then, those are the most important things that I'm looking at this afternoon in terms of the news items. Now, in terms of the trades and setups, let us go quickly and look into some of the trades and setups that I believe are going to be the core thing that we have to be looking at today. So obviously the core CPI, or the CPI in Canada, is going to be shaping how we are looking at the USD CAD. But one thing that I didn't look at yesterday on USD CAD as I gave out the trade was this level over here, which was more of an area that was, say, the market might still push up to this level. And then market did push up and then took us out on a stop loss. But the idea is still there to say that the market is going to continue to push further towards the downside, towards some lower levels, right? The idea is still there, just that I didn't want to seem like, somebody who's not, who doesn't know what he's doing and keeps on sharing whether the same trade. We'll see how things go as the day goes, but I'm still optimistic in terms of this market coming to us the downside. We'll see how the CPI as well in Canada shapes this structure in terms of looking at how the market is going to be going down to us the downside. GBP USD, I shared this one with one of my students on the one-on-one session. I think it was Walter. We spoke to him, and he was sharing with me this as his liquidity trend line. Now, still expecting markets to continue towards the downside here on GBP USD, considering and looking at how the British or the US dollar has been performing over the last couple of days, weeks, and months. So looking at a sell on GBPUSD is not really a bad idea. Let us look at a couple of trades as well that I believe that we are going to be looking at this afternoon. USD ZAR is one of them, but before that, Nasdaq is one of the setups that I just shared with Dumelo. So looking at this market, I'm pretty confident in looking at buying towards the top side here, right? I know that there is a couple of ideas, that might come up in terms of selling, but I believe that we do have some beautiful levels towards the top side in terms of buying Nasdaq. But are we buying now? No, we should be buying at least when markets just passes these lower levels, making it equal lows around 11,000 or 11,029 level, right? So meaning we're going to be expecting a retracement towards the 61.8 or 78.6 towards it, and then we expect market to continue towards the top side after that has been done or after that has happened. And then we do have USD CAD. I think we've already we mentioned this one. We do have Euro USD trade and a setup that we sent this as a signal earlier this week, and it's been going good. It's going good. The chart or the trade is in profit. It's been one of the good trades or the good pairs in this market. So we know that we do have a couple of news coming up, which might move the market, but this what we have currently is quite a good number of pips that we have we've taken actually over the last couple of hours, right? Cool. On Euro USD, beautiful setup. And now looking at USD ZAR, which is one of the setups that we have been looking at, right? So with the CPI expected to give a little bit of strength to this setup, looking at meaning that USD ZAR over the next couple of hours, I can expect markets to continue this journey of going towards the downside around 1767 towards the dollar. So looking at this market, we might see USD ZAR pushing further towards the downside from this level, or maybe even higher from these levels, and then push further towards the downside. I believe looking at this as a sell is going to be the key thing in this market. So this is my idea on USD ZAR, and then from here we're going to be looking at buying towards the subside from here on USD ZAR. I know I've just seen a comment here. I'm not too sure if just afternoon family. How are you doing, Menelisi? So this is going to be what we are looking at in terms of buying or buying towards the top side on USD ZAR. So GBP AUD as well. So we've got GBP AUD, which is the trade in the setup that I was sent earlier. We're looking to buy in this particular case. We have quite a tight stop loss in this particular case on GBP AUD. I am expecting markets to change direction when we finally reach this level and then go towards the top side once again. So it is quite a good level in terms of looking at how the market has been over the last couple of days on GBP AUD. This as a level, or this market with having the level of imbalance which we are taking as we're taking into consideration the level of imbalance, right? Cool. So that's what's going to be what we're going to be looking at over the next couple of days, over the next couple of hours. There is a trade and setup that we have already been sent, There is also more trades that I am going to be sending as well. We know we have, there's another trade. And there's another trade that I haven't shared with you guys on any of the groups. There is Euro GBP. Yeah. Okay. So this is Euro GBP, right? So on Euro GBP, my expectation or my thing on this one is that we can expect markets to push towards the top side in this particular case over here, to at least see markets approaching the 61.8, and then expect markets to continue towards the downside later on. So this thing has just tend to be slow. It's messing up my setup now. Okay. But anyway, okay, cool. So we do have a setup in this particular case, expecting markets to push a little bit further towards the top side, and then change direction from there. So this is GBP, this is Euro GBP, expected to approach the 61.8 as one of the levels here in this particular case. So yeah, those are the trades and setups that we are looking at. I will be keeping you guys posted on the group on the things that are happening. Thank you so much. I will see you on the other side of the withdrawals. Shalom.